Now, would you stop doing this already, Caroline? We are not your free daycare over here. My wife has been having to work all day long taking care of that kid, and she has no time to do anything besides that.
What?
All the time you're having my Jolene take him. I get that it's hard to be a parent at times, but come on. You can't just keep handing us your boy every time you don't have the time or patience for him, and that appears to be every freaking day now, even the weekends. Do you not have even the slightest bit of common sense as a parent? If only Mum and Dad were still around, and then I could have them chew you out for this.
Oh, wait a second, Gavin. What are you going on about right now? I never left my kid with Jolene before in my life.
What? Oh, you have no right to be lying with that innocent attitude. You feel that you can just keep lying to me about this and have your kids stay over at our place all the time. Are you trying to tell me you don't care how much trouble you're causing your little brother and his wife now? We just got married, alright?
What?
We've only been married for 6 months over here. We were looking forward to married life and everything, but now we have to keep taking care of this little baby or toddler or whatever you call it for you. Jolene has been having a lot of trouble with it as well, so she's not able to get anything else done in the house now. Because of you, Caroline, my entire house has turned into a dump because we don't have the time to clean anything up. There are trash bags everywhere filled with nothing but diapers and soiled clothing lying around.
What? That's how bad things have become over there?
And you know whose fault all this is. Having this baby over at our house all the time takes away from our ability to clean anything. And it's the same thing for cooking, so the only thing I've been able to eat the past couple of months has been frozen TV dinners. If we don't get a break to take all this trash out, it's only going to get worse here and soon we'll be an actual dump. I did not get married to Jolene in order to have her be the one to take care of your kid.
Hey, Gavin. Can you please have a word with Jolene again about this? We have not been having her take care of our kid, all right? I understand that we weren't able to find a kindergarten this year, but we have made sure that there's daycare and all that while we're at work. Things have been like this since spring, all right? I promise you that whoever your wife is taking care of right now is not our child.
And I told you to cut the lying already. Are you done yet? If you bring that kid over here again and have my wife take them, then I'm not going to be as forgiving. Just because she's your sister-in-law doesn't mean you get to treat her like this.
Jolene, it's been a while since we last talked. I have something I'd like to ask you right now, actually. I just got a random text from Gavin saying not to have you take my child anymore there, but, what's this all about? What? Gavin went ahead and already started texting you. I was telling him not to drag you into this so many times. Can you please explain to me what's going on here? My husband and I have not once given you our child to take care of before, right? So whose child have you been taking care of so much lately? What? I'm sorry for causing you any trouble. Actually, ever since this spring, I've been taking care of my friend's kid. So ever since spring, you've had to take care of their kid every day? Yes. They weren't able to get their kid into a place to go for kindergarten, so they've had trouble handling things in their home with the kid. So as a way of supporting her and her husband, I've been taking care of their kid every day. That's very kind of you, but because of that, you've started to cause a lot of problems for your own marriage and household, right? From what Gavin has told me, the inside of the house is full of garbage now, and neither of you have been able to cook any. He told me there's just no time for you to manage the chores. That's just because I'm not quite used to taking care of a kid yet. But once I've gotten used to things, then I'm sure I can start to take care of things in the house as well. But from what Gavin told me, he has no clue why any of this is going on besides blaming it all on me. Why haven't you explained the situation to him yet so that he has a better understanding of it? Right now, he's been telling me that you've told him the kid is mine and that I've been the one leaving my kid there for you to take care of. And that's because there's just a lot of things to go with the story. Can you please just let me use you for a bit right now? What? If I have Gavin believing that it's your kid that I'm taking on all the time, then he won't be as upset with me over any of it. So in order to kind of hide the real situation from him, I'm using your name. Please don't get all upset with me over something as small as that. Excuse me, Jolene? Did I ever say I was upset with you? First of all, why do you have to hide the truth from Gavin? I don't understand why you can't just tell him you're helping a friend right now. If you keep labeling that kid as mine all the time, it's only going to make my brothers and my relationship worse. Just today was going off on me about that kid you're taking care of for your friend. And what do you want me to do about that? You don't have to understand why I'm hiding all of this from him anyway. Now I need to go. I have the kid over here again, so I'm busy. Wait, Jolene, so far we've gotten nowhere. We don't have to get anywhere, so just be quiet. And from now on, don't say anything useless to Gavin about any of this. You keep the fact that this is my friend's kid a secret from him.
You've really done it now by bringing your dang kid over here again. Did I not just yell at you about all of this yesterday? Honestly, I respect the nerve you have for doing something like this again.
Huh?
But I never thought my own sister was the kind of woman who never cared about the trouble she causes others. You used to always be so nice to me and would never ever do anything to cause me any trouble. Yet now. Or could this be a new way of picking on my wife? Do you really not like my wife that much that you'd force her to yet again take care of your crying kid?
I'm not picking on your wife, though. I have no reason to. I haven't even really had a chance to get to know her yet, so in all honesty, I can't judge her at all yet. And just like the other times, I have not taken my child over to your house today. Before you start blaming me again for that, why don't you have a word with your wife about it and really dig into her story a little? Ask her whose kid that really is, so go ahead and talk with her about all of this right now, please.
Huh? Whose kid that really is? That's your kid. Stop talking nonsense right now and hurry on over here and take it back. I was able to get the afternoon off work today and I was planning to take Jolene out on a date. But when I got home, that brat was bawling its eyes out.
And I have no idea what that's all about, right?
You can't just say that about your own kid. You've been leaving your kid over at my house every day for so many months now, alright? Was it that hard for you to give up your job after having the baby so that you can take care of it yourself? If you're required to work that badly, then maybe you shouldn't have had a kid in the first place, you moneyless lowlives.
Excuse me? Who did you just call poor and a lowlife?
I'm calling you and your husband that, you two low-life losers. That's why I was warning you before about this. I told you that marrying a factory worker like him would only lead to a future of nothing but hardships. Yet you never listened to a word I said, and still married that dirty and moneyless factory worker anyway. And then you two idiots made a baby together. Now don't have any money to support it with, right?
You! Stop calling us lowlifes right now, Gavin! And you stop talking crap about my husband and his job right now. I've told you for a long time now to stop talking poorly about us, alright?
What? I'm not making fun of his job or anything. I'm just saying that he works a job where he has to get covered in filth all the time, sweating and smelling like a pig, just to come home with only some pocket change.
What did you say?
He's really such a shameful husband, isn't he? He's that old now, yet all he can do is work in a dirty factory. I'm sure he barely has any money in his savings, so compared to someone like myself, working for a major office here in town, he's nothing. And that's why you have to work as well in the relationship, because he doesn't bring in any meaningful amount of money. He really is such an embarrassment to men.
I'm not gonna listen to this anymore, you dickhead. Do you ever talk about my husband like that when you're the one being played again?
Hey. I'm the one that shouldn't have to listen to you, you cunt. Look, right now Jolene and I are victims that have been wrapped into my low-life sister and her husband's problems now. Perhaps it was all a lie about you never being able to find a kindergarten for the brat. You both just can't afford to send your kid there right now, and that's why you have to rely on Jolene and I.
Huh?
I mean, your husband is at a factory, right? If he was working an office job like myself right now, he'd have the money to pay for your brat to go to kindergarten, right? But you two moneyless losers don't even have the money for that.
Not only have you not been listening to anything I tell you, but now you're just going to start assuming we're people like that. I can't hold my tongue anymore.
That's how I'm feeling right now. If you can't even pay for a babysitter to take care of your little brat, then you shouldn't be having kids at all. This will only mean that in the future your kid's going to live a very terrible life with you both. I feel so bad for the little runt. Having to be raised in the slums with you two means he'll never amount to anything either in life.
Huh?
Alright? This is my last time telling you to take that brat home. It's totally screwed up of you having your sister-in-law and I take care of that kid for so dang long now. We're not going to be taking care of some poor couple's little brat any longer.
Are you aware that my child is a girl?
What?
So would you go freaking talk to your stupid wife about this already instead of belittling and blaming your sister and her husband? Right now, my husband and I have been doing all we can to take care of our cute little girl. We would never in our entire lives have someone like you who thinks it's okay to talk down to others like that. Take care of our very important little girl.
Wait a second. What? Your kid is a girl, is that so?
So you don't even remember the gender of your older sister's kid? You must be so exhausted from having to work as a paper pusher in that office all the time and have forgotten a lot of things. Well, thank God you were able to get the whole afternoon off today because of all that hard work, right? Then go and have yourself a well-deserved nap, and once you wake up, go and talk to your disgraceful wife. You ask that woman you happen to love so much where the hell that kid came from and whose it is.
So you're telling me that brat isn't yours after all?
That's what I've been saying this whole time, you dickhead. Now you two figure out that problem yourselves.
Caroline, things are not good here. That brat was never yours to begin with.
Well, it's about time someone caught up with everyone else in the class. So your loving wife Jolene has finally spilled the truth out for you, and now you're aware that the kid is her friend's?
Huh? Her friend's kid? So that's the lie she was giving you before?
Wait, that was a lie?
This isn't her friend's kid, Caroline. That kid she's been taking care of every day has been hers. She was the one that gave birth to it.
Huh? What do you mean she gave birth to it? Was she ever married before you?
No, she wasn't. She couldn't have been. Her and I only got married a little while back, and she said I'm her first. But what I've been told is that she had a baby in secret before she married me. Apparently that kid she's been taking in every day is the kid she had with her ex-boyfriend.
So that's her and her ex's kid?
Back when she had been engaged to me, something happened between her and him. Because of that, she became pregnant. By the time she realized she was pregnant, though, it was already too late for her to do anything about it. So her only choice was to hide all that from me and have the baby in secret.
You're kidding me.
Now that I really think about it, things were a bit weird before our wedding. Jolene told me that she was busy dieting and getting things done for the wedding, so we couldn't really meet often. So all of that was to cover up her being pregnant, and she did that all the way until she had her baby.
So that's really the baby she had with her ex. I know it sucks that she was cheating on you with your ex before you guys got married, but there's always a chance that that's your kid.
There's no way that's mine. I mean, that kid she has with her right now has brown hair and brown eyes.
What?
When I asked her about her ex, she told me he was from Mexico. She showed me a picture of him as well, and that kid looks just like him. Even their faces are perfectly alike.
No way.
Right after having the baby, her ex ended up forcing her to take the baby, but she kept begging him to take it since she was just about to get married and wouldn't have the ability to take care of the kid. He took the baby for a little bit, but soon after he started to bring it to our house all the time, telling her there was no way he could raise it on his own. That's why she's been having to take care of the kid during the day, while she has her ex take the kid home with him at night.
And to keep that all under wraps, she told me it was just her friend's baby. And to you, she kept saying it was your older sister's baby.
Caroline, what should I be doing here? Right now, Jolene is crying and begging me not to divorce her, and she wants us to take the kid for good. She said there is no reason to give her baby back to that ex of hers anymore. She wants the two of us to raise it.
Isn't that great, though? You happen to work for a major office, like you said, so you wouldn't be troubled by having to pay for one kid. It's just one little boy, right?
What are you talking about? I have no relation to that kid at all. And while engaged to me, Jolene was going back to have sex with her ex. You really think I can take care of that kid when it has her ex's DNA in it?
Then why not get a divorce? If you don't want the kid, that's your only other option.
Don't say something like that so easily. We only just got married half a year ago. I've gotten a lot of gifts and money from all of my friends and co-workers. If I divorce her now, and over a reason like that, I'm going to be embarrassed for myself forever.
Why is all that pride getting in your way right now? Well, it has nothing to do with me. So because of that, you can leave me out of your mess and settle it between the two of you. I'm going to get back to work.
Hey, hold on a second. Your little brother is in a lot of trouble right now. This is not the time for you to be getting back to work.
I really do feel bad for you, but to be honest, I don't want to care about your situation anymore.
What?
I'm tired of having to be involved in something I have nothing to do with. I tried so many times already to tell you that the kid was not mine. You never even bothered to listen to me. And what really soured things between you and I today is the fact that you started talking poorly about my husband and his job. Yet you have not once apologized for any of that yet, and that's why I really don't care about you anymore.
Yeah, that was...
Well, right now I don't want to hear your apologies. I'm not in the mood to forgive you. I understand completely now how my little brother thinks about his older sister and her husband. Now I need to get back to work here in order to take care of my moneyless, dirty factory worker husband. Please, Caroline, do you think you could please take care of my kid and keep him over at your house for a little while? What? If you can do that for me, you'll be able to raise both a boy and a girl. They happen to be close in the same age, so it'll be like raising twins. All right? So you'll take him, right? Wait. No way in hell. Who the hell wants your kid? Either you get my brother to calm down and take care of him with you, or you guys get that divorce and you handle him yourself. I don't like either of those options, and that's why I'm asking you to help. Please allow me to get your help with this as well. Excuse me? I do not want a divorce from Gavin. He works for a large company that makes such decent money, and he's allowed me to be his housewife even. You think that I'd want to be tossed out by a man like that? I was assuming that you were into your ex more than you were into Gavin, so why not go back to him? My ex is a bastard. He never actually bothers to get himself a real job and instead just bums around for money. And whenever I'm around him, he's always asking me for money. That's why I chose Gavin and got married to him. Then why were you cheating on Gavin with your ex? Had you been faithful to your fiancé at the time, then you never would have ended up with that kid. And that would mean you wouldn't have had to worry about a divorce from Gavin right now. I had no choice at the time, all right? His face is way too good for me to pass up. What a freaking joke. I didn't think a few more times sleeping with him would end up getting me pregnant. Maybe one time he did me raw and that's what got me pregnant? And once I had the baby, it didn't look anything like Gavin, so I told my ex to take it since it was his fault. But out of nowhere, after getting married, my ex came back telling me to take care of the kid as well for him. What the hell was he thinking? I'm kind of in shock right now, learning just how much of a horrible person you really are. By the way, the one who really should be to blame for this is all you, Caroline. You didn't do anything for me. I asked you not to say anything to Gavin about this, but you told him anyway. Because of that, he figured all of this stuff out about me and the kid and is wanting a divorce now. Hold it right there. You're gonna blame me for all of that now? I get that I might be to blame for a small portion of this, but you need to take most of the blame here. Your cute little sister-in-law was having a stressful time and just needed you to help her, and so all you had to do was freaking help my butt out. You were no help to me and couldn't even keep that secret away from Gavin for me. It's all because of you that Gavin and I might have to get a divorce. Hey! So you take responsibility for all of this and take the dang kid. If you take this dang brat off our hands right now, then everything will go back to normal for me. As long as this brat is out of the house, then Gavin will rethink wanting to have a divorce and I'll be okay. Shut the hell up, you freaking whore! Jolene, you cut it all with all the BS right now! Shut up! I don't care what you think, so just take this freaking kid away. I'll give you whatever money you need for it, of course. I have a lot that I saved up from when I was single, so I can give you around $100,000 to take this brat away. You won't complain about that now, will you? $100,000? I knew something like money would get you to bite. Your husband being a low-life factory worker must be really tough on you, right? What? So there you go. The deal has been made. He's my cute little son, so make sure to take very good care of him for me. I'll be giving you the $100,000 as well now, so if anything, you should be thanking me for this. To a couple moneyless cave dwellers like you, all this money is a huge deal, right? Consider yourselves very lucky. I'm sure that's a lot of money to you, but to me, that's chump change. Huh? In other words, I'm not taking some measly $100,000 in your son. Actually, no matter how much you try to bribe me, I'm not taking him. What do you mean, measly $100,000? Chump change? This is more than your stupid husband can make in 2 years, right? You're the freaking moneyless losers here, so stop trying to make yourselves look good by saying no to this money. We are. We make enough money in a year where we could drop $500,000 right now and not worry about it. Oh, what? I'm sorry, but those dirty factory workers you call poor make a lot of money. But just because they get a little dirty, everyone wants to make fun of them. My husband happens to be a very hard worker and will break a sweat no matter if it's 100 degrees in the factory or 0. Because of all of his hard work so far, we have around $12 million in our savings. Just last year, he made around $750,000 in that factory. It's far more than just some lowlife then, right? $750,000 just last year? What? He makes that kind of money in a single year? Well, he happens to work in a factory that manufactures elements for the military, and anytime they finish their contract ahead of schedule, they get some massive bonuses from the government. So for all of his and his colleagues' hard work, they make bank. And I mean bank. What? And did I forget to mention he runs his own department in that factory? That's another thing that goes into the money he's making. Also, you have to remember that I'm working as well now. This year, I was able to make around $400,000 with bonuses included. You're kidding! The two of you are making that much money every year? We are. So giving us $100,000 to take your son off of you? I don't think so. My husband and I don't need another child right now, or that little bit of cash you have to offer. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is going on here? I mean, Gavin has always been making fun of you and your husband this whole time I've been together with him, calling you both lowlifes and calling you both poor. That's why I thought by giving you this $100,000, you guys would be able to take the kid. Well, I'm sorry to say we won't be taking your kid. So now that you're aware of my husband's and my current situation, you can go ahead and figure out your problems with Gavin. Of course, this also means you both need to stop coming to me with your problems. No way. What should I do? This was the only plan I had in mind. I'm no longer able to get in touch with my ex, so you're the only person I can ask to help. What? Is that so? Well, I don't really care. Stop getting me involved in your guys' problems, please. Do you understand? It's time you become a good little wife and took responsibility for the problems you've made. After taking some time to finally talk about what they were going to do, both Jolene and my brother decided on getting a divorce. Having just had to divorce his wife, who he'd only been with for half a year, after learning his wife had been cheating on him, as well as learning about how his sister and her husband both made way more than himself, Gavin went into complete shock. This toppled his enormous pride that was the size of Mount Everest and left him a husk of his former self. One could say that the life he lives now is much like that of a living dead man, and I'm sure that's the right term for him. And when it came to how things have gone for Jolene, she took her son and went back to her parents' house. However, due to the reason she gave for the divorce and the fact that she showed up on their doorstep with a baby they've never seen before, both her parents freaked out on her. This then led to both her parents going out and searching for her failure of an ex-boyfriend, and when they found him, they forced him to marry their daughter so that they could both take care of the responsibility. As of now, those newlyweds are living at Jolene's parents' home, where two of them are both working part-time jobs in order to save up enough to move out. And while they do that, her parents take care of their grandkid. When that day comes that they do have the money to find their own place, there's no doubt in my mind that her parents will force them out instantly. Finally, when it comes to my husband and I, we've both been able to get back to our lives now that I'm no longer wrapped up in that disgraceful couple's life. This year is really looking good for the both of us in terms of work again, so we're expecting another $1 million by the time the year's over. And you know what? I think that means next year we're gonna both take our daughter on a trip with some of that money. Somewhere exotic. Or maybe just Mouseland.
Thank you.